right, ladies and gents, it's been a fair bit of time since the last video. I have not been consistent at all, and I'll get the excuses out of the way now. I've just been fucking busy. I've had plenty of people being like, oh, when's the next video? It's like, it comes when it comes, guys. I've got a lot of stuff on. In between having this hip injury I've been dealing with, just lots of work, house stuff, which is coming along. It's now middle of November, it's the 15th today. I should be in the house in the next 3 to 4 weeks, realistically. So it's been coming along, and there's just been lots of things to do. So my mind has not been in YouTube mode, but I like to get back to it. Today even I was like, I can't be arsed, but I'm still gonna do it. Dealing with a lot of stuff. The hip stuff has not been fun. We're still getting over that. It's glute minor and medius tendinopathy. So tendinitis of the glute up and top, basically. I might have very strong glute max, but the minor and the medius quite weak. So it's a lot of external and internal rotation movements. I'm quite good on the external stuff. It's just the internal bits which have been, like, that's the amount of movement I can get on the internal rotation on either side. It should come way further up, but that's as much as I can get at the minute. So it's not the best, but at least I've been able to sort of in time identify the problem and now can start addressing it properly. So just a general amount of pain on everything, which is not the best, but anyway. I've been training a lot with Rory and Jake recently. Rory being another pro looking to swap to Classic, and Jake being an amateur Classic guy. So that's been good. In the other gym, this is the Fly gym, which is closer to Wrexham than it is Chester. The other one is closest to Chester. And this, I come here because they have certain pieces of kit that I need for hip stuff. I've had to remove stiff leg deadlift, which is one of my favorites, and swap that over for a good morning, which I am not very good at. So still figuring that out. Today is glute and hand, which is the usual session for me anyway, but there's a bit of quad focus to it as well. There's some single leg extension and some single leg press. So it's it's one of the more boring sessions you might consider it to be, but it's very useful. So training left and right leg independently, and then also some stuff that I've never really done before. So generally, if you're in a problem with injuries and stuff like that, and you need to find a way out, it's doing movements that you necessarily might be weak at, not very good at, compared to stuff that you've got really strong over the years at, like stiff leg deadlift for me, and then is starting to cause issue. So muscular imbalance, and then obviously you end up with a tweak, which just gets worse over time, which is what mine was. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping and we'll get on with it. First exercise, as always for me, is calf exercise. So seated calf raises will be off. Right, straight in here. I've warmed up, obviously. I'm not just jumping straight onto that. 3 sets, 10 to 12 on all of them. I am working calves 4 of my 5 training days, first thing, because I want to grow them. So you need to put plenty of volume, plenty of intensity on each of those sets, and they can handle a lot and they can recover really quickly. So, and make sure you use tempo, don't bounce the fucking weight. You'll end up with no calves and it'll all be for naught. And that's when people are like, oh, calves are genetic. It's like, no, you're just shit at training them. So good form, good tempo, progressively overload, hit as frequently as you can and still be able to recover, which I can do 4 days a week and be fine. 5 days is too many. Note the pauses in the stretch and contraction, real emphasis on actually hammering the shit out of the calf, not just bouncing weight around, yeah? Use the weight, don't just throw it, yeah? Oh, and yes, you do have to train them very hard. See plenty of people just get to a point where they start to hurt or it gets a bit difficult to lift and they just put it down. Especially with this, seated calf raises. You can take it to the point where like you're barely able to move it a couple of inches and just hold it and just move it each time. So you can definitely push these very hard on the intensity, which a lot of people They haven't pushed themselves to that point, so they don't know. Additionally, make sure you get the contraction. See, it was a while ago now, but there was a study which was trying to say that the contractile portion of the movement on calves, if you did it, you didn't need to do it, because only doing the bottom half would net you just as good results, or better even. That's bollocks, quite frankly. Having done a shitload of calf work since the end of prep, I can tell you that if you don't do your contractions, you will not get a full rep, and you will not get the full benefit of the rep. We need to be able to contract the muscle to display it properly anyway, and also, you're not getting that full contraction, you're not gonna get the full fucking development. You know, a lot of these studies take place over an 8 to 12 week period, and they're measuring growth of a certain part of the calf, not the entire calf, not the full development of the fucking thing. It's also a visual sport, so how do you write that down on a paper so the calf's got more aesthetic? Like, what's the measure? So, just because it's written down and it's been quantified, doesn't even mean that that quantification of what they've studied is correct. Doesn't mean that it actually means anything. Someone just wants to put out a contentious conclusion out there to draw attention to it. So that doesn't necessarily mean that any of these things are actually true. So if you're going to train properly, train to your fullest extent, do as much as you can. Don't think that training is this sort of like study of how the maximum out of the least. Like, yes, that's a thing, but the laziest way to train is train as hard as you possibly can, because then you can't do as many sets. So get all the work done as quick as possible, which doesn't mean you rush your set. It means you make your set so difficult to do that you can't do as many reps as if you were to rush the reps. Yeah? Fail as quick as possible. It means make the reps as hard as possible, which means if you're actually taking your body to full failure and not able to do another rep accurately with that level of intensity, then you don't need to do another one because you can't, because you're so fucked. So I can do 3 sets on there. It means I can get better. But still, I can get better at the movement. I know I can get better at performing the movement anyway. I'm finding it with standing calf raises that I stripped loads of weight off and I was able to still get still get to failure with better tempo, with better control of the weight, and not do even that many reps compared to what I've been doing before. So you're constantly reassessing how you're performing a movement. That's why I video everything. But yeah, don't read the fucking papers. Those guys are minuscule. If they were correct, they'd all be massive. And that is what you need to take from it. At the end of the day, I know that people go, oh, it's a non-scientific take. Like, I've got a fucking master's in economics. Like, I know how a scientific method works, and a lot of the time these guys bullshit their scientific method and couldn't really tell you how they've done the statistics side of their paper anyway. They don't even challenge their own method in their papers a lot of the time. So when you come to a conclusion that is that drastic and go, you only need half the rep, like, learn how to critically evaluate, because a lot of it is bollocks. It's a waste of fucking time, and it's just trying to lead you down a path to, like, then follow that person as, like, some kind of acolyte of theirs because they wrote an academic paper. It's like, you're just a failed biologist, mate, or a failed medic. Like, do a fucking real subject. All right. An exercise you normally don't really see. People do, especially as men. The abductor. This is for the outside of the hip, very, very small muscle, so glute minor. Glute minor, glute medius. This is something I need to do. I've got quite strong abductors. I have very weak I have quite strong adductors, this part, and very weak abductors, because I've just never really trained it. So it's something that I need to do as part of rehab for the hip, as well as just generally getting stronger, because otherwise it hurts. So this is external rotation, so this is where knee goes out. I have to do external rotation and internal. 3 sets here, so I will just do as many as I can to failure, which is generally about 3. I do this machine here, and then we have a standing booty builder one in Saltney, which I do on my other leg day, which is on a Tuesday. So twice a week, and just hammering it. Just need to bring it up, which it will do. But yeah, you can go pretty hard on these in terms of intensity. You can go pretty hard on everything. But yeah, it isn't just a booty woman's machine, although my butt has got bigger since doing the booty rehab, so take from that what you will. Not that it needed to get bigger, but there we go. Okay, we'll crack on. It's a 10 to 12, but I might overshoot. Oh, I didn't overshoot. Fucking hell. Oh. Okay, next movement is lying leg curls. I have no idea if I'm in frame. Right, lying leg curls. 2 sets. One is a rest pause, the second one 10 to 12 on both. And then rest pause, second one. With this, a lot of people get this one a bit, they're guessing. They're guessing whether they can feel the hamstrings. And you can see why, because as a piece of equipment, you see a lot of people try and get this pad to touch their ass. And they think that that means they've fully worked the hamstring, because, well, of course it's gone all the way back. You don't want to do that, because a lot of people will lose control in that position and end up using a lot of lower back and momentum just to move this to meet their ass. What you actually want to do is control this weight up into a maximum point of contraction in the hamstring. What you also want to do at the same time is tense your glute, and you want to try and lift your knee off this pad when you're doing it. What you don't want is your hips to rise here. If your hips rise, you end up using a lot of lower back arch and just a lot of erector to pull that weight in towards you. You end up like concertinaing the whole body. So we don't want to do that. We just want to stay on the hamstring. So bring it to a full contraction, which is usually about 90 degrees of the leg. Anything further back becomes quite difficult to get it any further without using the lower back. So full contraction, glutes tense. With the glutes tense, you'll be able to get a little bit higher, and you'll also have a better contraction to the hamstring. So that's what we want to do. You're not going to be able to use a lot of weight doing this. It's really hard. So there's an obvious attraction to just throwing the weight around a bit and just using worse form, because you can use more weight. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do it properly. Like for reference, I've only got 95 pounds on here, and I'm going for 10. Come on. Oh. Not going to count the 11 because I rolled my back. Ooh, I take this jumper off. Single leg extension is next. One set or 2 sets. It's supposed to be 1 set on each leg, so I'll stick with that. This movement has always been a problem for me because of the knee surgery I had when I was 16. It always had traditionally put a lot of pressure through this knee. Weirdly, it's making this one hurt now a little bit, but I have to get it right. So this for me is really about just like go by feel. I mean, I'm able to progressively overload recently to reset, like, you know, I was using first set like 50 pounds first time I got on this, so that's nothing really. But you've got to find a position at which you can comfortably start from and not have pain. So that is what I am doing. We're up to 75 pounds now, so we will see how it goes. But when I'm doing this, I am trying to drive my knee inwards slightly, and on this leg, I can think about like the rec fem. That's what helps me stay out of the knee. On this leg, I have to think about the outside of the quad. It's just personal things. Anyway, driving the knee inwards, really trying to target that teardrop, because that's what it'll do, aligning the hips of the knee in a straight line rather than letting them roll out, yeah? So that's what we're looking to do here. Seat is where it is, a little bit of lean back so I can crunch forward a little bit with it so I can get a nice sort of full body crunch in the contraction rather than being like this and having an arch lower back. You actually want a neutral pelvis. Setting 5, and then I've got this nearly at the top, so that's just me, my personal settings. Oh, whoa. Got 15 with 70 pounds last week. 75, 9 reps. That shows you the difference. Just that slight tweak. Oh. 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 Okay. 5 pounds too much of a jump, clearly. Fucking hell. Oh. Okay, the reason we're in this gym is because of this bar. Good mornings, and I've got to do it free bar. Can't do it on machines, I don't like it. So this is a safety squat bar, which is not a normal bar at all, as you can see. It just means you can position the bar better without having to like break your shoulders, or also have the bar directly on your neck, which gives you a horrible trap pump. This is a new movement for me, so I've learned the hard way with the horrible trap pump. Basically glutes and hamstrings again, but it's just a bit more scary than a deadlift, because obviously you're going from a squat position and bending over, which, you know, with a normal squat is pretty scary. So yeah, it's just one of those. I've got to take it slow, get used to it. So that's what we're going to try today. So 90 kilos on here. It's not shitloads, but it feels like a lot. So attempt 8 to 10 basically, but hopefully get more. Again, just the one set. 15 now. I'm getting better at that for sure. That felt smoother. Fuck. God, that's hard. Next exercise, single leg press. Again, 1 set per leg here. I'm getting quite strong at this now. 165 kilos for the old top set. So we'll see how we do. When I'm thinking about this, I'm not thinking about trying to get my knee to my chest. I'm thinking of trying to get to my shoulder. So I'm looking for full range of motion here, like as much as I can get. Really try and get my ankle down to my arse, like fully just compact in on myself. Concertina. And that's what we want, is full range of motion, long and strong. It feels fucking heavy. Whenever you do one leg work, it always feels really heavy, especially from rep 1, but you just bang them out. So I did 12 with 160 last time. So I've put 165 on, and we'll see if we can't match or get 10. It might just be that that's too low rep range for a single leg. We'll see. Knees might start to feel it a bit, but I don't really mind. It's sort of a case of trial and error. So we'll find out. But yeah, no, I'm happy that this is progressing quite well.
legs are responding really nicely. So, and it works out about right. Like on this, I should be able to do about 320 kilos, if not a little more. So if I can do that each leg, then it sort of makes sense. So let's have a go at it. Also low foot placement with this. You want to get as much quad flexion as you can. So we're not going up here, which will give us more hip. No, give us more hamstring, it will give us more hip. You can't train your hamstrings on a leg press. I don't care what anybody fucking says. They don't get put through any form of tension in that way. Like it's not, the hamstring just pulls back, contracts. You might get a little bit of stabilization component, but you're not going to train them as much as you would do on a good morning stiff leg deadlift, any hamstring curl. Just don't think that leg press is hamstrings, because it's not. You'll get some adductor for sure, and that connects into the hamstring, but it's not for the hamstring. Okay, come on then. Ooh. Ooh. Come on, you fucking pussy. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, extra rep. Oh. The bummer is I've got to do the other leg. Fuck. Right, luckily for me, my left leg is my stronger leg, because knee surgery on the right, so the left one's still stronger. So this shouldn't be as hard. I say that. Sometimes it is. Or you make it as difficult. So, but that's the thing with reps. That you see me doing very long, controlled reps. I'm trying to make them as hard as I can. And I'm also trying to give myself the biggest chance to stabilize the movement. If I were to try and bomb it right into the hole, I'm gonna end up like shitting myself with all this weight coming down super quick on top of me. You gotta be able to control the weight you're using, not have it thrown around. Like plenty of guys don't hit failure purely out of a fear of hurting themselves. So use a weight you feel comfortable with, that you know you can move well, and then take it to failure. Like halfway through the set, you shouldn't feel like you're not gonna be able to move it, you know. Yes, they might be hard, but it should still feel like it's gonna move. It's only the last few where it should drop off on you. That's the same across the board, you know. So when you see guys just throwing weights around, and yeah, it's fun, and you'll give yourself every excuse under the sun to be like, oh, but it works. It works for a period of time until you're using all momentum, and then eventually something goes ping, and you're like, oh, wonder why that happened, and the whole training philosophy has to change. So luckily, I started training with an injury, so I already learned what to do to avoid joint pain. So it's one of those things. Don't try and outdo yourself. Don't try and, you know, go a level above what you are until you're already there. You should be walking into the next level feeling absolutely fine that you can face those enemies, just like a video game. Got to be able to defeat the boss before you can move on. And if you're trying to jump the gun, you just get wiped out, which is what happens to a lot of people. So, yes. Go away and do your side quests. Earn your XP. Do your single leg presses. Come on. probably had a couple more, but I equal the other side. So we're good. Fucking hell. All I get here, hip flexors. Right, one more exercise, and we're done. Fuck. Okay, last exercise is glute focus hyperextension. This one's going to really work around the sacroiliac joint, so these muscles here. So particularly for me, my hip issue really goes right down there through those muscles. So something that I need to start doing again. Annoyingly, this isn't downstairs. If this were downstairs, I could load to the head with dumbbells. But I've got to use plates. So I was umming and ahhing about whether to swap it to a different movement, which would be like a single leg glute drive. It's not the same. So I'm going to have to inquire with Mike as if we can move this thing downstairs, because I'm not about to shift a load of dumbbells up and down those fucking stairs. So we'll see. Straight in, one set to failure, and then a drop. Fully rounding of the lower back, so I'm not getting any lower back usage, and it's all glute. And big stretch, big contraction, as always. Jesus. Well, you can see why you only need one fucking set. Jesus Christ. Doesn't help that all the blood is rushing to your head. Fucking hell, the pump off that. That is wacky. Well, hopefully I'll have a strong set of glute medius and minor soon. Fuck. Okay, stretching, because it's important. Let's do it. Right, big, intense leg session finish. So you gotta stretch. Like everybody that just gets up, leaves the gym, no stretching, and wonders why they feel like shit a couple of days after, it's because you're not doing stretching. Any good athlete does the stretching. Okay, so we're gonna stretch everything in the lower body. Basic calf stretch to begin with. Find something to lean against. This hack squat is perfectly placed. One leg at a time, one leg back. Press on your toes and just push the ankle back. And just, if you want to, raise the non-working leg, place it on the other, just push really hard into that calf. 10 seconds and you'll be absolutely fine. So swap over. Mine aren't too tight, so we're all good. And the other one. Oh. Push hard into the thing you're pushing against as well, so you can get a good stretch through that muscle. You do have to be quite aggressive with your stretches. After a certain point, of course. If you're already super duper tight, don't go immediately hard. So, next thing, hamstring stretch. Start at the floor, like so. Reach down, grab your foot, pull yourself in. And obviously when you do this, try and arch your hips back so you get a stretch through that hamstring. Don't just let it fold forward, because you can do this all day. But if you actually arch back, you'll get a proper stretch through that hamstring. So, grab the foot, ball the foot, pull. Push really hard into it, full 10 seconds there. 9, 10, and then the other one. I wouldn't start counting until you're in a good position to start pulling, so give it a few seconds of just getting it nice and loose, getting it a good comfortable there. Pull a bit through with the hip. If you want to, push down with your with your opposite hand and just really drive into the hamstring through the heel. Yeah, 2, 3, 9, 10. If you get a bit more advanced, you can pop it up here and go like that, same thing. It'll just help you rather than having to lean forward. You can just do it by pushing that hip down and you'll get a good stretch through there. Next one, basic quad stretch. Literally just grab your foot. I'll try and do it without falling over, but I'll do right leg first. Like so. Push your right knee into your left and pull back really hard with your right leg without arching your abs. So keep your abs tucked forward and just pull really fucking hard. Knees together. Always helps to hold on to something for some stability. Just drive through, press, hips through. Knees together. Okay, hip flexors, not fun. So into a lunge position, and what we're not gonna do, with your left foot, because you're gonna stretch your left hip flexor, be on your toes, don't be flat on your foot, you'll get a better stretch through the hip flexor doing this. So don't lean forward like this, because you're gonna end up with the stretch all through the bottom of your glute instead. What you want to do, keep those abs nice and taut, lean into here. And you should feel a stretch all through here. So hips come forward, don't let them arch, yeah? So abs stay contracted, and then you push through here. Now, once you've done that, you're gonna get to a certain point where that doesn't really go any further. So arm overhead and lean into it, like this. And that'll give you a nice big stretch through the whole thing. Lean further, lean further. Oh, okay, other side. Oh, that one's stiff. That one's so stiff. Oh my God. I'm gonna sit here for a little bit. Oh, fuck me. Squishy floor helps as well because it doesn't fuck your knees up. This one is not a squishy floor, it's just turfed. And then up and over. Okay, from here, just step outwards a bit. Try and drop your torso through your chest and stretch all of your glute and your adductor. Whoa. Yeah, you might get a bit of hip flexor on the other leg too. But adductors, glutes, hips, that sort of thing. Body weight through. If you want to put your hands down, you can, but I'm at the point now where I need to raise them so I actually get stretch. So hips through, or chest through hips, chest through hips. Swap sides. I am not very flexible, in case you haven't realised. But I'm working. I'm still doing them. It helps. Drive into this right leg with the elbow. And down. Ooh, okay. Right, glute stretches. Pigeon stretch, this one's called. So knee out in front of you. Just try and get your knee to your chest. That'll stretch all of your glute back here. Front. Swap sides. If you want to get more of a stretch, you can twist into it. Mine are just a bit stiff at the minute, so you can twist into it this way. But mine are just a bit stiff for now. All right, let's give it a go. Whoa. Yep. Oh, I'm only doing a little bit, you don't need to hold it forever. Ooh. Okay, next one, similar thing again for the glute for here. So what we're gonna do, keep your right foot flat on the floor, right foot, ankle to right, left ankle to right knee. Press that away from you and it will stretch into your hip. Oh. Right through here, so press away with that hand and pull in with your right. Ooh. On the other side. This one's stiffer because it's my shit leg. Bit of a back stretch here. It should help it click if you need it to click. Leg up in the air. Roll over to the side and look to the opposite side. Grab, pull. Breathe. Swap sides. Usually this is the side that clicks. Oh, there we go. That was nice. Whew. Right, sit up, more hips, maybe other side of the hip. So a 50-50 stretch, this is called. So one leg, we're aiming to stretch this leg, but we can also stretch this one at the same time by sitting like that. That still fucking hurts. And all we're gonna do, lean into this leg. Twist round and lean in. You're trying to put pressure through that knee to keep that knee on the floor and almost lift this foot off the floor. So, that's better than it was for me. At the side, this is the stretch I'm doing to try and help most with my hips, because this is the main problem. So Again, whoa, as you can tell, I'm not very good at these. Twist around. Ooh, that's kind of loose. That's nice. That's the first time in forever. Or ever. Oh, lean into it. Yeah. Adductor stretch. The Buddha pose. Feet together. Push your knees into the floor. Chest up. Oh, adductors. Okay. More adductors. Just a simple one. Onto your foot. And just push into this heel. And hips back. That's the one. Whoa. Chest to the floor. Oh, okay. And up the side. Oh. Lean in. Oh, there you go. Okay, and to finish, my least favorite pose, the frog pose. Knees apart. I really can't do this at the minute. Push back. Oh. Ow. Yeah, this is the one that actually hurts. I should be able to lift my heels during that. Oh, just about can. But I can't get any further back without a lot of pain. Oh, that's done. That is finished for today. It occurs to me I forgot to record an outro, so like, share and subscribe, please. I know I don't post a lot, but I'm trying my best, and I think once I've moved into my house, things will get a little bit more frequent, shall we say. So I'll see you in the next one.